We're up and running. The loading screen is going. And there's the stream. Now, we started the game. We're 18 seconds in. 20 seconds in. You see some pings going out for blue team, but that's all you see right now. And there's the stream.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And you thought it was just a harm.
Meanwhile, Jana's doing some taunts over there.
Yes, it's true. For only $2.95 a minute, I will leave you breathless.
Apparently, for $2.99 a minute, she'll leave you breathless.
I wonder what exactly she means.
It's hard to tell with her.
Now, an Anivia versus a Ziggs. Not a matchup you commonly see, at least not in the pro circuit, which is what most people tend to watch. But keep in mind, this is a high-tier game nonetheless. It says some diamond players, two masters.
Go in the favor of Anivia between that matchup. This Anivia's pretty patriotic, so we'll see what happens.
Of course, the patriotic Anivia. It's got to win. I'm rooting for this Anivia just because of the patriotic colors. You see Rammus actually starting red, which is something that I don't personally do as Rammus, but then again, I don't main Rammus, I don't play Rammus all that often, but I would have imagined, since he's a tank, a mana-using tank jungler, that he would actually opt to start blue.
Yeah, because you want the cooldown, and the mana regen's nice, but the slow and the AoE effect, I guess, works as well.
Meanwhile, you see top lane Master Yi, Lee Sin actually trying to take the blue.
Apparently,
and he succeeds, but he's going to be so far behind in that top lane.
He's obviously going to recall after this, but I have a feeling that if Riven sees him, she's going to destroy him. Okay.
Well, he's recalling immediately, but so far, I think Riven's going to have a pretty big advantage in this lane. She's probably going to hit 2 before Lee Sin comes back to lane.
Absolutely. I mean, you get the blue buff, but at what cost? Because Riven's now... Let's see.
They're both level 2 now. But
they are both level 2, but Riven has a full 6 CS over Lee Sin already, so...
And there's the minion advantage with the lane. So Lee Sin can't fight this Riven at all in the near future.
No way.
He doesn't want to engage in that minion wave. He knows that Riven can follow up.
We got Fiddlesticks coming up for the early gank. Let's see what he can do here. Both of them have blue buff, mind you. Oh, wow.
Is Riven actually
not good for Riven?
I don't know what Riven was doing there. Actually, I could have sworn she would have dipped immediately.
Apparently, that early blue buff for Lee Sin worked out after all.
I guess
he's going to get a good 15 seconds of free farm.
Yes, yeah. He puts Rammus behind. As long as the jungler catches you up in lane later, I guess whatever you do is.
Oh, and Raven's in trouble here. The exhaust, and let's see if Thresh can. No, he's going to save the hook.
I was not even watching bot lane, but Corki's at about the same amount of health, so I don't know who actually won that trade.
It's going to come down to which support's got the better utility here as to who's going to get the kill. If Thresh can land the hook, they're just going to burst down Draven.
I don't know. There's a lot of disengage within Janna's kit, too.
Yeah, Shanna Draven is a really scary bot lane.
Ooh, there's the hook.
Oh,
is he going to go in for it? He actually goes in under
Corki's
tower.
Not even there.
Corki's not there to follow up. Draven's going to get a free kill. That's bad. That's doom for the bot lane for blue team.
I believe Corki saw the gank and got out before. That was bad on Thresh to engage after Corki had clearly seen that Fiddlesticks was coming down.
Yeah, I'd have to say so too. because that map awareness could have saved them from giving Draven, which is someone you don't want to give a kill to, ever, especially in the early game.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, mid lane, we pretty much what we assumed Ziggs is. Oh, and Fiddlesticks.
That
is
Fiddlesticks
all
flash
over
gank, the ignite, and the wall auto attack for Anivia's secured kill. It looks like our patriotic bird is actually now winning this lane.
I'll tell you, the security blanket for this red team is their Fiddlesticks. He's literally been all over the map within the first 5 minutes of this game.
That's absolutely true. This is an omnipotent Fiddlesticks, which is something you don't usually see. You don't see
Not out of the Fiddlesticks jungle, no, not at all.
Meanwhile, you see Lee Sin and Riven top lane making trades, but it seems like Lee Sin is for sure winning the trades now.
Absolutely. That early blue buff helped him a lot more than we expected it to.
I don't necessarily think it was the blue buff, but the Fiddlesticks pressure on top of that. And just the fact that taking away the blue buff.
Speaking of Fiddlesticks, he's back.
Yeah, there he is. He's back again. I don't think they're going to... Oh!
Riven just can't handle this.
I would have dove that. If Fiddlesticks was taking the turret, I would have gone back in with Lee Sin's
Oh,
Q.
absolutely. If I was Lee Sin, I would have queued in instantly.
But it just goes to show you how much respect these players have for each other. They're both high tier. A good Riven can stop you under turret for way longer than you'd ever hope.
Absolutely. If you get the stun off with the 3 hits, it's like paralysis under that turret.
Meanwhile, I'm kind of curious why Riven's staying around. Lee Sin can easily just ward hop to the ward that she saw was already down and maybe do an E onto a Q combo and probably take her down rather fast if she's not careful.
Very true. I feel like he's waiting on something, but I'm not sure what. He definitely could dive her, but at what cost would it take? I mean, because her stun would probably do quite a bit of damage.
It's true. Riven's shield is also something that also always comes into play. If you look,
Meanwhile, Rammus down here in mid.
Rammus defending his own jungle. Anivia's wall doesn't make the cut and taunted into a minefield. There's the Inferno
early
bomb.
on that ult by Ziggs, but still nonetheless. And we've got the Lee Sin.
Meanwhile, Lee Sin teleported down for the save. Is he gonna? He's gonna make it. Anivia's back up from the egg, but there's the hook. Janna's back up now. I think Rammus is gonna go down. Yeah, there goes Rammus. Meanwhile, last auto attack actually gets the thresh.
3-on-1 actually gets a pretty decent turret.
Oh man, I did not expect that turnaround. I could have sworn Anivia was gonna go and die.
A little early on that Ziggs ult, or I think he would have at least got to it.
I don't know. As playing Ziggs every so often myself, the earlier you throw down the ult, especially against someone like Anivia, it's just faster burst. As if you didn't know that they were going to get backup, you would definitely try to throw it. Now, as actually interesting talking about this Ziggs, I've actually played with him before. It was quite interesting. It's at Sykes, and we played an 80 carry game with him. He was playing Draven, and he completely wrecked us.
Bot lane's getting a little free farm while Janna and Draven back away. Corky and Thresh just trying to catch up a little bit.
Now, it's interesting that you say that. Well, Draven has 1 kill, and that 1 kill means a kill and a half, essentially, for Draven. Corky's actually winning in CS by a significant amount.
Very true. We got Lee Sin creeping up through mid here. Looks like
there's the flash kick, and Ziggs is going down. Ziggs is gonna go down. Meanwhile, Rammus is taunting.
Incredibly desperate ult by Ziggs to try to get some late damage in. Maybe the turret was going to kill. Didn't work out in his favor.
Although that Rammus is randomly appearing, they tend to do
looks
that.
to be in trouble here. The lantern to Rammus. A little late on that.
It was an interesting lantern play. It allowed Rammus to come through and opt to the different side, but I don't know what that Thresh was truly trying to accomplish with that, but it's probably something that
Red team lost a turret, but I feel like they're gonna get a dragon out of this.
Oh, and by the way, some watchers of the stream have actually commented that your mic is popping when you talk.
Oh.
Meanwhile, you see complete dragon control from this Fiddlesticks, but Thresh goes over. He's taking a lot of damage. Fiddlesticks tries to ult. I'm not really sure, but Fiddlesticks manages the dragon, even through Thresh's CC, and he's still alive. I can't believe that Fiddlesticks is still alive. That Fiddlesticks got so close to death so many times. Meanwhile, Draven.
This is scary.
I'm really not quite sure what just happened there.
I'm very surprised that Fiddlesticks is alive after that fight.
I was actually under the impression that Fiddlesticks was going to die, and as soon as Fiddlesticks went down, the rest of Purple Team was surely to fall afterwards. Riven was just tearing everyone up. Draven almost died himself, but afterwards, actually Draven did die, but afterwards, just Purple Team cleaned up. And Fiddlesticks stayed alive, which was amazing.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks is just overall map awareness on that dragon kill was amazing.
Well, as you can see, Purple Team has a good amount of wards on all sides of Dragon. They've got a pink ward in the center. They've got
two pink wards, one over dragon, one
and one in the bush. Yeah, one in the pixel bush. And then you have another ward in Try, and yet another ward on the outside of the dragon pit, essentially. They really wanted that vision, and it paid off.
Oh, absolutely. They almost died over that, but Fiddlesticks with the escape, he's clearly been the catalyst of this game.
For sure. I'd say that this Fiddlesticks, with his immense participation in the early stages of the game, just absolutely steamrolled Purple Team to victory.
This poor Ziggs has just been absolutely decimated mid lane. He's been 2-on-1, he's been 3-on-1, he can't catch a break.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Supposed to make sure the enemy mid laner doesn't catch a break, but meanwhile, we should be celebrating because patriotic Anivia is succeeding.
That is very true.
Meanwhile, that wall, not really in communication with Fiddlesticks.
Not a very smart ult by Fiddlesticks after the amazing plays we've seen this match from him.
I almost want to blame that more so on Anivia than the Fiddlesticks, because
I could see that. The wall got in the way, and he was looking to make a play there. Meanwhile, Ziggs, wow.
Nivea's going down. They can't do anything about that. Meanwhile, Lee Sin goes in. I do not know why, but he goes in to feed Riven. And
not really sure why you would go in on a 4-on-1 there.
I don't know. I feel like
Fiddle's going to have enough to get away from this, but that's a bold move by Janna. Oh, wow. Nice, Janna.
There's the ult, but it doesn't save the turret. Trying their darndest to keep blue team at bay, but it's not working very well. Ziggs pushes pretty dang well, and Rammus is actually made halfway to siege turrets, especially with that ult.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just his tankiness alone has helped this team so much.
I almost wouldn't say that though, because Rammus has rarely been seen. Yeah, he's made surprise appearances, and he's gotten a Lee Sin killed in mid lane over here. But other than, a few select plays, you just haven't seen him participate too much.
Well, he's been so utility for Lee Sin. Like, anytime Lee Sin had a kill, he was there. He had a hand in it. So, I feel
keep in mind, Lee Sin's on the enemy team.
My mistake. I'm sorry. I meant the Ziggs, not the Lee Sin. Sorry, I was looking top lane and just thinking of someone else.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
There's 120 or so champions in this game, so You know,
You're bound to call someone by the wrong name.
You're
around.
bound to call someone by the wrong name. Mac. Pull the grandma act where you just can't get the right name. Meanwhile, you see Draven going back. He's actually 4-1 now. He's got Infinity Edge finished. And compared to Corki, who's 0-1-0, he's just leagues ahead. I think between the Draven and the Anivia and the Fiddlesticks participation, along with a 5-2 Lee Sin, who is he's building correctly. He's got damage as well. He's starting to build some armor versus this team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a 4-1 Draven with an IE already and a Zeal. That's huge. That damage is already...
It's going to be off the charts.
We got...
But it's not... I just don't... I don't know. I can't see blue team coming back from this very easily.
I don't think so either.
But more on topic, you see that they're all gathering around Dragon. If you look up at the top, it's 23 seconds left. They're prepping for this way ahead of time.
Oh yeah, they're hungry for this dragon, and
meanwhile Fiddlesticks somehow maintaining his life once again.
He's escaping barely every fight.
I am impressed at almost. I don't even want to say skill. I want to say luck. Oh man, look at that Draven chunk. But anyway, at this luck,
say that red or purple, I'm sorry, has secured this dragon for sure. Oh, the hook on the Lee Sin.
Without Fiddlesticks there to smite, that was close.
Six.
See Draven
Six.
going in, but the flash in.
Wow.
That was just the wildest movement I've seen. And Riven snipes the Draven as well. You know, Riven's going, she's going back in. That Riven is scary. I would be scared of that Riven, but she gets turned around by Fiddlesticks Spear and she just gets decimated. Blue team still wants to fight this.
Rammus ults.
I think, yeah, there's Fiddlesticks. He's finally going to go down. You cannot get lucky and escape from a taunt like that. There's just no way.
Not from a Rammus, no.
His team's just not there to back him up.
Blue team looks like they're getting a little bit of an advantage here.
They're catching up. They're catching up for sure. But at the same time, they're still far, far behind. If you look at the gold advantage, purple team has 7k gold still.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
While the towers, admittedly the towers are the same. Both teams have 2 towers down.
Both towers are the same. Purple team has double the kills.
And I'm pretty sure purple team has all of the dragons so far.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. The Fiddlesticks has just been so clutch in this game.
He's been a major player. Meanwhile, I don't know what Rammus is doing. He's just kind of sitting at golems. I think he might be typing, trying to communicate some strategy.
Maybe taunting. I'm not sure.
Everybody else is moving, so I know we didn't disconnect. Oh, there he goes. He finally moves. He's like, oh, my golems aren't there? Well, I guess we'll move on. Finally, after sitting there for nearly 30 seconds. Meanwhile, we see Fiddlesticks wandering up around red. Sees nothing there, and so he decides to go back, although I believe it was him that cleared it last, so I'm really not sure what he was doing.
Looks like we got some action mid here.
Potentially in the future, he sees Ziggs warding that. It can be used for a teleport in from either Lee Sin or Lee Sin.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means that the Ziggs is not using that for a teleport ward because he's on the opposite team.
Not at all. And you take a look now, blue has 2 pinks down at bot, so that their vision, they have the advantage in that area.
But both are defensive wards. So yes, they definitely would have the advantage in a fight in their jungle. As of this moment, they're both defensive wards, so they can't make any pushes with this. They can't be confident of pressing into enemy territory.
Blue team is wanting Baron so bad. Actually, they may be just setting up to defend it, knowing how much damage this purple team has.
Right now, it's just kind of an awkward silent moment. Like everybody's just clearing wards, claiming buffs, getting some jungle farm. It's just this neutral state in the game where teams are trying to regroup and figure out what to do next.
Absolutely.
They don't want to sit.
It's a standoff. One of them's waiting for someone on their team to execute a play.
Or for the enemy team to make a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Both teams have the potential to pick someone off pretty easily. Rammus and Riven can do a lot with picking people off. They can just delete.
Giving Anivia the blue buff. How nice of him.
That's great. We want our patriotic bird to have even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
More blue. Gotta have more blue.
I mean, let freedom ring, you know.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we see Janna and Anivia going up, but they're pinged backwards. Yeah, that was purple team's ping, so they were actually pinged to go away from them.
Right. Looks like we got something top lane. Someone's trying to converge.
Purple team is scared right now. They don't have any vision of this part of the jungle, but blue team does, which is so it's actually kind of a smart call to say to back off, because having no vision, they don't necessarily see everybody on blue team. They might have walked into a bad play, so it was a smart thing to say stand off for the moment.
I feel like they're trying to protect their fiddlesticks at all cost.
Ooh, meanwhile, that Ziggs actually misses the satchel.
Just in a world of hurt there.
He gets a suicidal satchel.
This could be a tower here.
Oh, for sure. With Ziggs not there, Ziggs not there to clear the minions, which is what he's best at, and Corki not there to clear the minions, which he's also one of Corki's, traits, his fortes, so to speak.
Absolutely.
The purple team is just free to run up and kill towers, as you see them doing now.
Riven's finally.
Meanwhile,
seen
there's the ult into the tower dive with the ult on Fiddlesticks, absolutely taking control of the situation.
And the Janna ult just to heal up Fiddle so he can stay around for that turret.
Heal up everybody. They're going to get an inhibitor out of it.
They're getting a hit off this. Because Riven was too late to notice.
Meanwhile, Rammus wants to go, and he flashes in behind. Meanwhile, that Ziggs bomb is just doing absolute damage. You see Anivia's egg go down. Meanwhile, Riven's going after Fiddlesticks. Anivia's egg goes down.
The ignite on Fiddlesticks, he's going to make it out. He's going to live off of that.
Make it out. That Janna shield just
the
ate the
shield.
complete ignite.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Riven, I don't think Riven should go back into this. I don't know why she's still chasing.
The CC from the Janna tornado there. I don't even know why she tried to chase after that.
Between Janna and Fiddles, you're not gonna catch
not
anything.
at all.
there's almost no way you're gonna catch it. But
incredibly costly for the blue team. They make it a Baron off this. They lost an inhibitor.
That chase, as I was just saying, that chase has no benefit. It might have had the benefit of just making sure that purple team couldn't back in a more timely manner. And now blue team's trying to make a Baron play.
Dangerously low on
this is a dangerous play. There's a teleport coming in. Are they going to get the smite? And blue team actually gets the Baron, but at what cost? I want to see how many people die on blue team for this. And there's Draven with the first kill, the flash. You see Lee Sin going in. They catch Thresh. Are they going to catch the Ziggs? He doesn't have any mana. He has to waste a flash.
Incredibly risky. Didn't work out.
Meanwhile, Rammus top. It was close. Rammus is one you don't necessarily always want to 1v1.
Meanwhile, Corki is just backdooring bot lane at the moment. No one's noticed him.
But at the same time, what is the cost? Yeah, what is the cost for mid?
Very true.
They lose an inhibitor. Meanwhile, Corki almost died. He did get a tower, which is by all means better than nothing. Oh man, I feel sorry for the Ziggs. He just keeps on missing those satchels.
He's literally a punching bag this game. It's just...
This Lee Sin is having no mercy.
Oh, absolutely not.
Janna actually goes down from the
sacrificial
tower.
Support.
She tries to ult to heal,
every
but
good support knows when to sacrifice herself for the good of the team.
even call that a good sacrifice, though. Ooh, and there's the hook on Thresh. That was a very well-aimed hook. And you see Anivia go down. I want to see Lee Sin
in trouble here.
That was a scary moment. I feel if Riven had turned at any second, Lee Sin would have died. Meanwhile, Rammus, he's going to get that kill. He's going to pick it up.
I don't even think he saw the Rammus.
Well, he saw him, tried to Tempest him for whatever reason, but there's no way he's getting out of that. Rammus is probably one of the speedy champions you're unlikely to win a race against.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he saw he was that close and he just said,
yeah, I'm dead.
yeah.
Meanwhile, you see Ziggs picking up blue buff all by himself. Meanwhile, Fiddlesticks doing the same for his team, his end. Blue team sticking it out, not surrendering, even though there's an 8K gold difference. They did get
8K
Baron.
gold lead and an 8-kill lead. Purple team. And a 2-turret lead.
That too. They also have an inhibitor down.
Very true. Corki still has the Baron buff, which is kind of impressive.
Well, he hasn't been in any team fights. He's just been backdooring bottom, essentially.
It's true. He's not really left bot that much. Not really been in team fights. It's just been pushing, so to say.
So, what do you personally think the chances are of blue team turning this around and actually getting a win off this game?
Well, it's not looking good because Fiddlesticks is still dominating the jungle, and Lee Sin has just been everywhere. Ward control for the purple team has been on point, and Draven is just Draven 7-4 has a last whisper now and a static shiv. The damage is just insane. Not to mention the Janna shield. That makes him pretty scary.
That's true. But despite all that, I feel that blue team has the possibility of outplaying this, because
blue team has a lot more poke.
Exactly. They have a ton more poke, and they have AoE damage up the yin yang within Ziggs and Corki and Riven, to the point where if red team plays it wrong, or purple team, my bad, plays it wrong, I feel it's possible that blue team could end up victor in a team fight. That is, hoping that Fiddlesticks does not get a 5-man ult.
It's true, and blue team has a sure tank in Rammus. Purple team doesn't have anybody too tanky. I mean,
they don't really have a damage soak other than Lee Sin.
I mean, granted, Lee Sin, he's kind of tanky. He's got the Randuins. He's probably building the Banshees Veil.
There's a flash pop for Corki. Ooh, and Lee Sin's not going to go for that.
I wouldn't either. That's incredibly risky with 3 there.
They did have the ward coverage to know it was a 3v3 though. As you see, there's wards here and here and here and here and here and here.
Ziggs just purchased a Void Staff. That's going to make those bombs sting a little bit more now.
Oh, for sure. Void Staff, Athenes, and Rabadons. That's the trinity of the mid lane AP mana.
And also, he's got a blue buff, so
that's very true. But as we've seen, Ziggs has actually been picked off quite easily thus far.
He has. He's been bullied this game quite a bit, but you know, rightfully so because he's 6. Looks like we got something mid here.
Seems like Rammus, he's frozen. He's not accelerating as fast as he wants, all because of his glacial armor. Just kidding. He seems a little bit slower than you'd think.
He does.
And the reason being is because he actually went boots of mobility, which when he is in combat, and he was at that moment in time, gives him less move speed than traditional boots.
Yeah,
as you see, now he's moving even
not
faster.
A season 4 kind
Ooh, he flashes in, but there's no team behind him. Meanwhile, the Ziggs ult just absolutely destroys everyone, including Draven, the squishiest of them all. And as I said, if blue team can pull off that AoE team comp, they can just blow up anybody that they want. And you just saw them do it. They won a
Absolutely.
straight up, almost obvious engage with Rammus spinning right up to them. And they won. They went 2 for 0.
Late game Ziggs is terrifying to a team like that unless you've built magic resist. There's no way you're going to survive a Ziggs ult.
Yeah, that's Ziggs ult. Now that he has those 3 main core items, he's going to be painful. But alongside that, you just have the AoE of Rammus and Corki and Rivet to just absolutely destroy them if they're clumped up. And that's what they did. That is what you saw Purple Team do, is they clumped up. And they all got caught in Rammus's slow and his damage. At first they saw just Rammus and they all kind of converged on him, but that seemed to be their mistake, as they all 5 got caught in Ziggs' damage.
And Baron is back up, and Purple Team looks like they may take this one.
It's true. The rotation just not... Blue Team wasn't paying attention to that.
Not at all. Ziggs can only do so much by himself. Yeah, that's clearly a Purple Team Baron.
I wouldn't call it yet.
Well, Ziggs going for
there
the
it
steal,
is.
and Fiddlesticks
Meanwhile,
capitalizing on it.
I don't know what's happening in this fight. I see Fiddlesticks and Draven down, despite the Baron take. I see Blue Team winning this fight again.
Corki just had his way with Purple Team on that.
Getting
Great
scary for
damage.
Corki. Had to heal.
Great follow-ups there. Nice wall by Anivia right there.
It was a split wall. I don't think I've seen that one.
Probably saved 2 of them, I'd say. Riven just taking red buff.
We saw Purple Team go for a really risky Baron play, and while they got it, because the rotation was slow, they knew that Blue Team was going back. While they saw that rotation advantage, they couldn't do it fast enough to put their team into safety on the way out. And I think just this mere speed, the lack of speed on taking Baron, is what killed them in that fight.
Absolutely. Now we have Blue Team capitalizing on an empty dragon, which they're clearly just going to take.
For sure. This game is turning around at an alarming rate. The team composition for Blue Team is like I said, it's a strong one. You look at it, and despite that gold lead, you see them able to win fights.
It's the poke. The poke is just too strong with this Blue Team. Corki is becoming a menace later on in this game.
Man, that Draven damage. If he actually does get to throw his axes, they're going to hurt like a son of a gun. Corki going for blue buff. He doesn't know that Draven and John are... Oh, now he does, as Ziggs tips him off.
He does now.
I'm really
Ziggs
not sure.
kinda ate that one,
Yeah,
but
Ziggs getting
let's see
caught out
what,
like that is terrible. That's
Corki
absolutely
barely.
horrifying for Blue Team. I think this is looking like Purple Team wants to finish this game. They know that they have the potential for losing. They've been scared. They want to push this to end it as fast as they can.
The combination of the Baron buff, and even though Draven doesn't have it, he has the double buffs, and his damage is just so strong.
They were able to get picks. They got...
Oh, absolutely.
They boldly went in and got the picks that they needed. If they pick out that Ziggs and that Corki when they don't have any protection, that's going to be game. That's the 2 damage.
The Blue Team trying to do something here and hold them off that top inhibitor. It seems to be working at the moment.
I don't know if their Blue Team's going to catch anyone. That Janna, and alongside the Anivia and the Draven, is just enough disengage to keep almost anyone off. Right now, they're just chasing people off, making sure their base doesn't take any more damage. So they've recovered from the Ziggs.
Blue Team's in a world of hurt here. They're gonna have to. They're probably gonna have to turtle for a little bit, at least till the inhibitor comes back up. But this Draven is just ruining this team.
I kind of want to see the end of the game, what the stats are for Draven's damage, because we all know Draven hurts really badly. I want to see what his total champion damage to their team is.
And it's funny because you think he would be winning overall in CS, but actually Riven has 280.
That's actually not surprising, because Riven is probably one of the best farmers in top lane, especially equipped with a Hydra. She can claim almost every single minion in a wave.
That's very true.
She's got just the AoE clear as well as the auto attack buff that she gets after using an ability. So her ability to farm is immense. Plus, Draven's been roaming around, I think, a little bit more than Riven. Ooh, we see Rammus speeding in.
Rammus went in by himself there. Not a lot of backup.
Meanwhile, there's a Fiddlesticks ult. It gets on no one but Rammus.
Oh,
Rammus is
wow.
caught out, though. Rammus is gone.
Fiddlesticks catches him.
Meanwhile, if you didn't catch that, I believe that was a flash Janna ult.
Absolutely. Yes, I did see that.
Ziggs is still alive. Ziggs is still alive, and he's...
Oh, wow.
He's with
Riven is just having her way here with a double kill.
And that GA Riven, they're scared. That wasted Fiddlesticks ult. It took away a lot of their power. They focused everything, blew everything on Rammus.
Oh, absolutely.
And the squishies for blue team stayed alive. I think that was just absolutely killed the potential for purple team winning that fight. They had the opportunity, but they just didn't perform well enough to do so.
Blue team just has the range advantage.
Absolutely. They have the range and the damage. As you see, purple team's damage comes only when they're close enough to do so. Meanwhile, blue team can spew it out at whatever range they please.
Riven has a Guardian's Angel now, which makes her even scarier if she wasn't that scary before.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. You almost just don't want to touch it.
No.
You just don't want to touch it at all, because you have to deal with taking a Riven down, which is annoying in its own right. She does tons of damage. She jumps all over your face, and then shields.
We got a one-on-one bot lane down here.
I'm watching that right now. Meanwhile,
he's in trouble.
No, he's Lee Sin.
Well,
He's got out of this. Lee Sin's always escape. You see,
Riven might be in trouble here.
Anivia and John came down, as well as Draven. So, just some good rotations by both teams. Everybody stayed alive.
Got some 4-man pressure bot, which causes blue team to go back and regroup. I believe purple team is going to take Baron, if it is up, which it's not up yet, but
It's in 25 seconds.
25 seconds.
You got 25 seconds. 30 seconds, essentially, for both Dragon and Baron. They both know that this is a high priority thing. This could mean game. Meanwhile, Janna gets caught out. The support's not something you want to waste everything on, though. Meanwhile, the Ziggs ult actually hits everyone. Purple team's going to have to back off.
Yeah, they could be in trouble here. They could lose a Baron because of that Janna being careless and getting caught out.
Absolutely. Now, you see Draven going back. That's a ton of damage for blue team.
Lee Sin is wanting to steal that so bad, it's not even funny right now.
He doesn't have the smite to do so. Fiddles would have to be the one.
They knew he was going on that, so they took after that.
I'm surprised they weren't chasing after that Fiddlesticks even more. If they catch him out, that's such a security. Like, they will absolutely have to. But it was probably a good idea that they did this. Meanwhile, Thresh gets sniped. They actually just disengage. They see Fiddles going over the wall, and right before death, he pops the Zhonya's. Meanwhile, Baron cleans up Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks with the Zhonya's then actually gets Baron.
He smites Baron, but he dies from a combination of Ziggs and Baron's attack.
Fiddlesticks truly died for his team's sins.
Meanwhile, purple team's looking pretty good right now. I mean, Ziggs is still alive, and Riven is too. But purple team's got enough to deal with them.
We got Baron and a mid inhibitor now. This is not looking good for blue team.
It's not looking good, but I feel between Ziggs' lane, like clear, just clear of the minions, and Riven's threat to where they don't want to dive a double Nexus turret, they won't win the game here. This is just going to be 2 inhibitors down. They're going to have to recover later. This is looking to be an extremely drawn-out game.
Riven just took so much damage there. It goes back
Thresh
in.
goes in. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb, but the damage from Ziggs. is just so much. You see Draven get melted in combination with that Ziggs and Riven damage.
Riven, Corki, Ziggs, you name it. It's scary.
And now we see, even with the gold advantage on purple team, they're looking like they're in the disadvantage now. They're losing
they're
fights,
two
they get
inhibitors
picked up.
down, but they're pushing mid very hard at the moment. So we'll see.
With 2 people down, and especially Draven and Lee Sin, which was their only damage show, they're going to be able to take something back. Fiddlesticks coming in with the ult. Doesn't get anybody though.
Wow.
It was
Zonia's again.
ill position, and as you see, just the mobility of all of blue team. That might be game.
This could be game here. This Riven is just so scary right now.
And Ziggs finally he almost flashes into it. He's Zonia's.
Zonia's great Zonia's.
Oh, and Riven securing.
Oh, wow.
Never mind. I was going to say securing and survival, but not even that. You get an Anivia from the backline. The GA is popped. Man, this is just a back and forth game.
Oh, it really
Everybody's
is.
getting picked off, overextending, overstaying. And this is, while you can say that there's some sloppy plays, it makes for a great back and forth game that you'd love to watch. Bloody,
Oh, definitely.
with tons of fights.
Purple team may have something here with Lee Sin and Draven now with a Guardian's Angel. It doesn't look good for blue.
With 4 people down, this is looking very much so like game. Lee Sin is able to tank turrets. Actually, Draven's tanking them now. But yeah, this is game. There's just no way.
Draven's just too
And
big right now.
That is the game. The death timers just got too long, and that overextension for blue team just
Looked
cost
like
them.
we were seeing
the
the
whole
blue
game.
team trying to make some kind of comeback.
It was
Draven and Lee Sin were just, and the Fiddlesticks early was huge for that team.
absolutely, but in the end, it could have gone either way. I feel it truly could have gone either way, despite the gold advantage, and just a simple misplay of overextending, not having that vision control, seeing where everybody was. It cost them. That was that.